Welcome to the Master the NEC podcast, the ultimate destination for anyone passionate about the electrical trade. Whether you're a seasoned electrician, an eager apprentice, or just someone who wants to dive deep into the world of electrical work, you've come to the right place. Join your host, Paul Abernathy, a true authority in the industry with over 38 years of trade experience, as he electrifies your mind with in-depth discussions, expert tips, and valuable insights that will keep you ahead of the curve. Each episode, Paul will illuminate the complexities of the trade, decode the National Electrical Code, and share the latest industry trends, all while empowering you to take your electrical career to the next level. So, gear up, plug in, and get ready to supercharge your knowledge, because with the Master the NEC podcast, the power is in your hands. Now get ready, here is your host, Paul Abernathy.
What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Master the NEC podcast. My name is Paul Abernathy, your host, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to this podcast, or maybe the night. Maybe you're listening at night, or wherever you're listening. Again, we appreciate it. We are officially just about halfway through 2026. It's been an amazing year. We're, starting the work of a 2029 edition of the National Electrical Code. The committees are starting to meet in their little task groups and kind of preparing for the meetings and discussions that are going to follow at the conference at the end of this month in June. And so everybody's kind of getting all that information together and looking at the different codes so we can have a good debate at the code table. And so for me, it's been a lot of that work, getting prepared and getting ready for some meetings. Obviously working on courses for the 2026 edition of the NEC. We're still working on our course that's still going to take a while to complete. So again, if you're asking, do we have Fast Tracks program for the 2026? No, we do not. We have it for the 2020 and 2023. Good news is it'll still be 3 or 4 months before any real state jumps into the 2026. So we've got a little time, but it is what it is. So we're working on it, what takes the most time is actually the graphics, right? Coming up with graphics that kind of can, depict what the code language is, and you look at the illustration and kind of get the idea, that type of thing. So that's always a challenge, because we really don't use the pictures, like pictures of in the field of real stuff, because it's just we're not exposed to that. We don't get it. A lot of people have access to that picture database, so we really don't. But somebody like Ryan Jackson has an amazing video. Not video, but catalog of images that he utilizes, and does a great job with that. Me, Mike Holt, all of us, we create illustrations to depict. We'll use a picture here and there when we need to, but most of the time we create illustrations or something like that to kind of convey the message, that type of thing. And so we're heavily working on that. So you'll know it when that's complete. Of course, I'll let everybody know, as I always do, that's ready to go, and it'll be available on our websites and whatnot. What else do I got to? So one of the things I wanted to do on this episode, again, let's do my little alert here. This is the sales alert. So again, this is where people usually check out, but because we're not going to talk code right here. We're going to talk about some products that we have launched, and a new website that we launched. And we've got another website that we're getting ready to work on, which is our original, the Electrical Guru website. So anyway, what we did was Electrical Code Academy is always expanding and adding things. We did Trade Hog, and we've had that, and that's been immensely successful. Study Hog is doing great. People love the Trade Hog, the AI tool for in the field. You're going to see that being advertised in ECNM magazine here in the next couple of months, because it's an amazing tool, blows every other AI tool when it comes to in the field stuff out of the water, literally out of the water. So it's a great resource to have in your pocket. And so we're reworking the structure of that. So that's great to do. But we came out with one of the things that always, for the last probably 5 years of my company in Texas, construction, because I had that on the side as well. Plus what we did in Virginia before we moved everything to Texas, other than the academy, we had contracting business. And we kind of winded it down to where it was mainly service work rather than new construction or remodeling. Because, it's hard to compete with the big companies anymore, especially if you're trying to wind down like I was, and kind of burning the candle at both ends, trying to run an academy, working for the world's largest wire and cable manufacturer, trying to have contracting business and then have people that work for you. And just so many irons in the fire that, towards the end of the contracting portion of me doing business, it was mainly service work. It was mainly service calls, fixing, repairing, diagnosis of stuff for other people that they had trouble diagnosing things, that they would call. All those type of things took place. But what I noticed was we were either carrying in the pack out, or we were carrying in a box of tools, or we were carrying in these bags of screws and nuts and bolts, and just back and forth. And so one of the things that I wanted to do is say, well, can I come up with a modular storage system that's not overwhelming? It's not too big. It'll fit in a pouch. Certain portions of it you could put on your belt clip. They're just kind of making it modular, but being very controlling. I mean, I don't want to take the entire box of screws in to a house. Okay, I don't want that, but I want to take in what I need, and it not be something that I got to make 15 trips back and forth to the truck when I'm cleaning up or I'm ready to go. I need something quick, modular, and easy to put together. I could put the different pieces together that have my screws, nuts, bolts, 632s, 832s, wood screws, all this kind of stuff. I wanted something like that. And of course, as many people say, you can get small pack outs, you can get small containers, you can get boxes and all kinds of stuff. But I wanted something that was uniquely different, that was stackable, yet modular enough to create, different components, have 3 or 4 or 2. I wanted something with the built-in roller for electrical tape. I wanted something that was built in, but I wanted to be flexible enough that if I was doing phasing, and again, we usually get colored insulation today, but if I wanted to do phasing, I wanted to be able to stack multiple reels and have black, red, blue, green, all that on there. I wanted something modular like that. So I sat down and created this system, and it's called Stack Caddy. Stack Caddy, it's based on the caddy concept where you're it's like a carry caddy, where pack out caddy. It's got all whatever you need, you make it up and put it in it. But we're not talking mass volume, okay? So what we came up with was a circular disc shape modular design, and it started out circular simply because electrical tape is circular. And so we started, it was out a little smaller than where we ended up, but we found that there was variations in electrical tape in the amount of feet, yards on it or whatnot. So in order to make sure we don't get compromised by somebody getting a roll of standardized electrical tape and it being a little different than, say, 3Ms versus NTI versus somebody else, right? So we came up with the size, and there's a little room to spare in it. But the byproduct is that when you're not putting a roll of tape in it and you put an insert in there, then you have a pretty decent storage area to put things in. So we created this modular design. They're round, they screw together. You can have multiple modules, any number of modules, within reason, obviously. And there's a tape module. There's the open container modules. We have inserts that are divided into 2 compartments. And basically they screw into each other. And that's the benefit of the stackability. And it also comes with a removable base where you can put a belt clip module in it, or you could put the solid base module, and it makes for great to sit on your desk. I mean, you could put paper clips in it, you put whatever. And it's really stackable, easy to get to, and it sit right on your desk. So we came up with that, and that is called Stack Caddy. Now that's our main product over on stackcaddy.com, just like it sounds. STACKCADDY, stackcaddy.com. And the original models came out, and we've kept the pictures of those because that's how we started, was with a kind of a purplish blue, bluish kind of a purple container setup, and we liked it. Slowly we'll be moving into other colors, but that's where we started. That's what we liked, is because it was different, and it stand out. So then what happened was people said, well, Paul, I'd like to have the Stack Caddy, one of the modules, I'd like to have it in green. Okay. And they said, well, the other one said, well, I'd like to have it in blue, and I'd like to have it in yellow. And I got to thinking, why would you want it in different colors if it's just storage? Well, because you can color code it. So that started to make sense. And so right now it's available in our launch purple, and you can label it, but hopefully, down the road, we will make it so that it's available in multiple colors. So you can order the different containers, and you could have the green for green ground screws and ground clips and pigtails. If you want to put pigtails in there, it's going to be that way that you can do that if you want. But that was the first thing we came out with, is the Stack Caddy. And you can get it at the base module, which has the tape dispenser for electrical tape. Now, it's funny because people say, well, I had somebody say when they looked at the design, they say, why don't you put a serration on the end so you can use it to cut electrical tape? But you and I both know that it doesn't rip like Scotch tape, okay? I mean, it stretches. You have to cut it, okay? Or you pull it off, or you rip it off. You don't have serrations. Again, it's not like just a Scotch tape, okay? And I can always tell you, if somebody says, why don't you just put a serration rip it, then you're not an electrician, okay? Because that's not how you get it off. It's not how you get electrical tape off. If it's on a reel on your belt, and hanging on a thong, then you got to rip it off. You get me? Or you're going to cut it. I always just cut mine with the side cutters. But anyway, at the end of the day, we said, okay, we came up with this design and start out with a base module with a tape dispenser, and then you can stack onto it. But you can actually have it the first 2 modules, let's say, with just the tape roll, and then one that holds with a divider in it that has 2 compartments, and you could put 632s and 832s, or you could put some maybe heat shrink in it and whatever. You can set it up any way you want. If you want to put 3 modules on it, 2 modules on it. When you start getting over 2, then it's really not practical to use the belt module. The best thing would be to just screw in the flat base and then just keep it like a bottle, if you will, like a can or whatever. And you just put it in your store, in your case or your pack, or whatever that you take in. Or clip it onto your bucket, that type of thing. So at that point, it's, again, you can have a certain number of modules, and again, everybody's different. But when you start getting over 2, it's not really optimum. Now, for me, I'd have no problem putting the tape reel and then 2 of the containers on it and still putting it on my belt just to go in, because I could have in there some 632s, 832s, ground screws, wood screws, sheetrock screws. I can have a bunch of things in there that I know I'm going to use on a quick call. And so that's how I would set it up. But it's not too big, so you're not carrying half your damn truck in there when you're doing it. So that was the design. So we've created that. That's available. I encourage you folks, go look at it. And we love your feedback. And if you can think of anything that you want us to incorporate, you let us know and we'll do it and we'll design it. So we would love to have your feedback for that. And it's not for everybody, you know. My brother has openly said that he would just use a coffee can. I get it. It's not for everybody, but it is a neat modular stackable system that is pretty cool. And so far, the vast majority of feedback has been amazing. So we introduced that. So then the next thing that we introduced was our, and many of you probably seen it out there, is our wire nut inspired koozie. Now, again, I am an electrical nut, so, you know, on my desk, I always had pens, pencils, you know, markers, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of knickknacks and whatnots. And we came up with the koozie, which fits perfectly for a 12-ounce soft drink, a can, aluminum can. And so perfect for that. A very good base, won't tip over like a lot of them will. So it's very solid, and it's just electrical themed, and that's pretty cool. But the koozie can be used for other things because it's not like a normal koozie. It's solid underneath, and so it's not going to drip down and water drip through it and all this kind of stuff and get all over anything. It also is designed with a honeycomb so that it does keep the temperature variances so you don't get that moisture buildup and then drip through. Okay, so you don't get that condensation either. But anyway, the koozie it was designed to, again, 12-ounce soft drinks or beer or whatnot. It's 12-ounce cans. But then we realized that it was a perfect size for desk pencils or desk pens or putting things in it and keeping it on your desk if you're an electrician or electrical contractor or you're at a supply house. It fits the theme, right? And it'd be great for, you know, people selling, you know, for supply houses selling the wire nuts. Just fill it full of the same color wire nuts. That'd be cool. We got a green one for greenies, red ones, blue ones, purple ones, yellow ones, so orange one. So that was so cool. And that almost started selling right away. And again, that's over on stackcaddy.com as well. That started selling right away because it's just, I use one every time I grab, and I have a little mini fridge down in the man cave or down in my office area, and I grab one every time. My wife loves it because I'm not going to put rings on the furniture and crap like that. Solid bottom. Don't have to worry about it. Okay? But it works as so many other things. And in no lie, I ain't shitting you. One guy contacted me and he ordered one, and I asked him, he said, you know, you'll never guess what I'm going to use it for. I said, well, I assume you're going to use it for a drink or something. I mean, koozie. He goes, nope, I'm going to use it as a spit cup as he dips. And come to find out, he also wanted the Stack Caddy base with the belt clip because he says that it will fit his dip can. So it creates a dip can holder. That's pretty wicked too. And see, I didn't think about that. I'm not a dipper. Okay. But it puts it all together in one piece. So I thought that was pretty cool. But that's what he wanted it for. He wanted the koozie mainly for dipping. I'm like, okay, well, I don't dip, so whatever. But I have seen people get it for use on their desk. It's nice looking. It's got weight to it. It's very themed electrical. So it's kind of one of those novelty things. But when you want to throw a drink in it, you throw a drink in it. That type of thing. Now, the next iteration of that was somebody said, well, Paul, that's a lot of volume in there. I would love to just use that as a storage container and be able to throw things in it, knickknacks in it, all kinds of things, right? So that got us to thinking about that, right? What we'd do with that. So we had come up with an idea to create one of the other little pet peeves I had is that having drill bits in bags and cluttering around and just getting lost and then lose a bit. And I said, you know, there's 1,000,001 drill bit holders that you can get out there. But wouldn't it be cool? I'm an electrician. I want to carry this theme, the wire nut theme, and I want a drill bit holder. So we designed a drill bit holder, and it holds all standard sizes from 1/16 all the way up to 1/2 inch. So there's 20 sizes, plus we give you 24 openings because some of them we duplicate because they're the most common used drill bits, like an 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch, things. So these are the common ones. We'll give you 2 slots because you're probably going to have another bit in there in case one breaks. So it's always nice to have a spare. So we did it with what we felt was the 4 common ones, like 7 64ths. That's very common for anchors too. So we give you 2 of those. So we did that and put it together in an insert. So it fits inside of the koozie. So you can order the koozie and you can order the drill bit holder that goes inside of the koozie, right? Or you can order them together and get them as a combo, the koozie and drill bit, and they come together already. And you can pull it out and use the koozie and still keep the drill bit holder, so you get multiple uses out of it. So that was a design we looked at and said, and Jeff was like, why don't we design the 2 together so that we can create value for people so that you can get multiple uses out of it? I was like, that's a brilliant idea. From 8 a.m. from 8 to 4 or 8 to 5, you're using it as a drill bit holder in the koozie. And then once 5 o'clock begins somewhere, then it's time to pull that drill bit case out of it and use it as a koozie and fill that koozie up with a beverage. You get what I'm saying? So we did that and said, but we created that. And so now we had this drill bit insert that goes inside of the koozie. They act as one. So that's our combo. And you can order that. But then we said, wait a minute. The cap on it is perfectly sized, and we intentionally made it all the same size so it looks like it's incorporated into the wire nut holder koozie. Lo and behold, the cap on the drill bit holder fits perfectly inside the top of a koozie. And it fits snug because that's how we engineered it. And so guess what? It now becomes an amazing container. You can throw whatever you want inside that koozie. You can fill it with nuts, bolts, widgets, whatever you want to throw in there. Okay? And it's perfect. And the cap goes on it. We decided to put a little stop near the top third of the cap, and that's what you push it down into, and it friction fits, and it's perfect. And so, thus, we came up with a storage buddy, which is basically the koozie with the cap. And you can get that on the website. And if you already own the koozie, you can just buy the cap if you want. And we also, if you own a koozie and you want to add the drill bit, you can buy the drill bit kit if you want. You don't get the bits, by the way. It's just the holder. Okay, I need to make that clear. Okay, people listen to me going, okay, I didn't get no bits with mine. It doesn't come with the bits. It's just the holder. Now, I know I've got my haters out there going to say, well, I thought you were an educator out there. Now you're starting to deal in products. This is why people don't get it. And I said this back 20 years ago when we had the Electrical Guru, and I was taking all kinds of shit over on Mike Holt's site. God bless him. He's a good friend of mine, but his forum can sometimes be full of whack jobs. And so they kept saying that blah, 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 the Electrical Guru, and they didn't understand that the whole concept was create a name. It wasn't about me. It was something that people would remember. But they were so focused on hating me that they tied it to me, which I didn't care, but that's what they focused on. And I was like, getting it 25 years ago, I was like, no, it's about building a brand. It's about building, if they don't remember who Paul Abernathy is, maybe they'll remember what the Electrical Guru is, or maybe they'll remember something about one of the products or the name or things that we give it. That type of thing. That was the concept, and that was many years ago. But you know what? I was younger, and I got browbeat by these individuals and ended up dropping the Electrical Guru's URL. And you know what? I lost that thing for almost, 18, 19, 20 years? Whatever it was. I mean, a long time. And then we just recently acquired it again. So we have the electricalguru.com.net. We have them all, as you know I like to do when it comes to the educational products. I don't always do that for the one-off products, but I definitely do that for our educational stuff, or anything that has to do with certifications or training or whatnot. I don't necessarily do this for the other products because there's really no expansion into that. But anyway, so we, so there you go. So what we did was we took the cap, which comes off of the drill bit holder, and it fits perfectly on it. And so now that's the wire nut storage buddy. And so that's available on stackcaddy.com. And they work together. So if you have a koozie of ours, then you can order the drill bit. You put it in there if you're in your office. And now you want to maybe keep the drill bit open, sitting there on your desk, and you want to use the koozie instead for storage, then you take the top and you put it in, you've got storage. You want to pull the top out, pour everything out or whatever you put in there, and you want to now put a soft drink in it, then you can do that. So that is my concept and that's what Stack Caddy is all about, is the concept was trying to create products that all work together in some way, have some commonality to it, right? So that's why we came up with that, okay? So overall, I don't know right now how many products we have when it comes to Stack Caddy, but I think it's along the lines of 15 or 16 products, and the vast majority of them interchange. The Stack Caddy core products, the storage containers, they interchange. And then it's the koozie system, the wire nut koozie. So that's different, okay? And that's the koozie, but then you've got the drill bit insert, then you've got the cap. And then you've got the koozie with the cap, that's the storage piece. So all of those things are under that separate thing. And they're all a product of Stack Caddy, and that's what we're moving that direction, all of which are a part of Electrical Code Academy. So we're a corporation. So that's the big thing that sometimes people lose sight of. We're a corporation. So yes, I do education. Yes, we teach things. Yes, people say to me all the time, why don't you stick to education? I can't. I'm an educator. I give courses, but on social media, I have to market all of my product. I have to market our koozies. I have to market our containers. I have to market our products, our teaching. As part of the corporation, I have to market our CMECP program. Part of that, I have to market the thermal electrician or the certified thermal electrician program. All those type of things. It's all part, Trade Hog, because we are a corporation. I can't get away from just saying that I do one thing, because we don't. We do many things. We have a room that's dedicated to engraving and to 3D printing and to both fiber lasers, CO2 lasers, to 3D printing. We have that, and so we have a podcast area that we do our podcasts in. We have one-on-ones, like when Vince Delacroix came to visit us here at the studio. For that video series, which is over on our Fast Tracks tube, if you want to go watch it, the whole series is there, where me and Vince break down Article 680 for the 2026 edition of the NEC. So it's awesome. So it's over there. So yeah, there's so many things that we do that I get a lot of haters that say all kinds of shit. But the reality is, all I got to do is look at them and say, dude, what do you do? What have you done? Dude, I'm constantly doing stuff. I am constantly marketing, creating product, expanding the product line, writing courses, writing articles. Shit, we just now signed a deal with ECNM Magazine where I'm going to do 6 episodes a year of articles, and then I'm going to do 12 videos a year, once a month, and then I'm going to do 12 podcasts a year. So, and who knows, we may end up doing more than that, but that's all I can commit to right now, because I'm about as spread thin as I can get. And all of this on top of the fact that I still serve during the day as the Director of Technical Services for the world's largest wiring cable manufacturer. And that consumes my time from the morning I wake up until 5 o'clock in the evening. So most of the stuff I do with the Academy, I have to do after 5. So I am up every night, usually until 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. And I get up the next day at about 6 o'clock, sometimes 5:30, depends on what I'm doing. So I live on about 5 or 6 hours of sleep. And people say that's not healthy. I feel great. I've lost tons of weight, not because of that, but because I'm eating better, got my diabetes under control. I was obese and all of that. People see me now, they don't even recognize me. But I feel amazing. And so at the end of the day, it's whatever somebody else's perception is, it's irrelevant. It's what it's what the doctors say. It's what the reports say. It's how you feel. I feel great. So, it's just one of those things where, you just got to keep pressing, keep developing, keep building. I created the NEC chat. We have a message forum, a chat forum where people can chime in and learn and ask questions. So I am a little bit of everywhere. So for all of my haters out there, before you start hating, ask yourself, what have you done? Really, what have you done that you think you could even keep up with what I do? So, yeah. So you can just stay being a hater if you want, or you can appreciate it. And again, I appreciate all you for listening. But there you go. Do me a favor, folks. Check it out. Go to Stack Caddy, StackCaddy.com. We'd love it if you pick up something. We thank you very much for it. And there's some great products, and we'll be adding more things that we develop over there, staying within the theme of Stack Caddy. We are taking ideas. We do. If you have an idea of a product or something, and we would love to bring the product to life. If you want to make a recommendation on how we can change something, just let us know. I am always open to change, and we will change where we need to. So, all right, folks, I appreciate you. Again, more of an advertising thing. Hopefully you listen to it and check out those products and realize that I'm working hard out there to grow our business, just like you should be working hard to grow your business if you're a contractor every day. I have literally over 1,000 podcast episodes, and many of them, if you go back, you'll see that they're very relevant today, talking about business, marketing, guerrilla marketing, advertising, hiring, firing, how to build your business with a very little startup. I could give you an example. I helped my son start his pool cleaning business, and y'all probably heard me talk about it just 2 months ago. He is literally on fire. Me and him don't get along. That's fine. But at the end of the day, I would always wish him success. And he's literally killing it right now. Killing it. And he does an amazing job, gets 5-star reviews. People love what he does. I am extremely happy for him. Okay. That's all I've ever wanted. That's all a father could ever want. Right. So at the end of the day, he's doing, like we said, grassroots. He listened to all the advice I gave. He listened to how you do the marketing. He's listened to all of that, and it's showing benefits now. And so he's stacking on that, and he's building on that, because those customers will be his same customers next year. So he keep building. Sometimes we'll talk about he's stressed because he's got so many to do, and he's want to grow and expand. And I'm like, not yet. You've only been in business for a couple months. If you have somebody and you can't work them in, then you try to do what you can to burn that candle at both ends, and you work them in. Burn yourself out now while you're young, so that you can relax when you get older. Okay? Don't listen to what people say. People say you only live once. Okay? Whatever. I'm just telling you, in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s, you need to burn your ass off making business, growing business, building your wealth, building savings, so that you can enjoy it in your 50s and 60s and 70s. Okay? I'm telling you, you got to do it. You got to hustle. All right? And life is short. What do you want to do? Sit around anyway and sip margaritas all the time? Shit, no. Get to work. All right, folks. Till next time, stay safe. God bless. We'll catch you on another episode of Mastering the NEC. Take care.
Thanks for tuning into another electrifying episode of the Masters the NEC podcast. We hope you're feeling more powered up and ready to tackle the electrical world with the knowledge and confidence you need to succeed. Remember, in the electrical trade, knowledge is power, and we're here to make sure you stay plugged into the latest insights, tips, and code updates. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share the podcast with your fellow electricians and industry pros. Until next time, keep your tools sharp, your circuits clear, and your mind focused, because here at the Master the NEC podcast, we're all about sparking your success. Stay safe, stay smart, and keep mastering the trade. From all of us here at Electrical Code Academy, thank you for all your support, and we will see you on the next amazing Master the NEC podcast episode.